I'd like to meet this young lady who tell you the secrets of how to get $1 million on the internet without spending a nickel. Man, she helped this small high-tech company put up a website on one of these crowdfunding sites, and they got $1 million. And what her expertise is how to use the media on the internet so people write about your idea and more people send you money. And that's really all free too, because you're not buying advertising, you're getting other websites to promote your idea. And that's the key to it, and getting leverage. I mean, why people did, in old media, people did talk shows. Now on new media, they're using other websites to talk about your website, so you get more traffic and more sales and more money or whatever. And this young lady, she got this company $1 million in doing this, and it's just, sort of as a formula and hard work. And she says how the people, when they're doing their websites or whatever, or offering their product or service or whatever they have, they don't speak dumb enough, as she says, and that you have to be able to sell your idea to like your grandmother or to a 5-year-old to really get the idea across. The problem with so many people, like myself, I've been studying my stuff for 30 years and I know so much about it, so I think everybody else will know. But no, they don't. You have to think low enough level to explain it, so your grandmother could understand. So watch this interview with her, and she'll explain to you how to use these new tools on the internet to raise money. And she's not talking about spending money to do it. It's all for free, so watch it. Jeannie Joshua, right? But you actually, what is your real name? What did you say that last name again? It's wonderful.
It's Mukopandai.
Mukopandai. Oh, that's a delightful name. I'm sorry. I read it and I'll get all screwed up. If I hear it, then it's easy. Yeah. But the real name is the Silver Telegram. That's what you're all about. A PR agency that gets people millions of dollars by crowdfunding. Right? What was that first campaign that you helped? So you're a PR agency, right? That helps people want to crowdfund, get all this money, and you learn to use the system.
Yes, absolutely. So our first campaign was actually Stick and Vine, is right here. This is after the campaign, but they started with just an idea. It was a Bluetooth sticker tracker, and basically you just track all your stuff, your keys, your wallet, your cat. They needed some help getting some traction to their actual crowdfunding page. They were having trouble having people, purchase the item and get that money. And so what we did was we actually helped drive media to that crowdfunding page, and so that they can get the consumers that they were looking for, people who love gadgets, to come and purchase those items. And we ended up raising about $934,000 for them.
Wow, almost $1 million on a little gadget. What were they initially after? How much money?
70,000.
70, and they wound up with $1 million. God. Well, what do you think the average person does wrong when they start a crowdfunding site?
I think a lot of things, they don't think that it's as hard as it is. And so a lot of times they write the messages on the page according to what they think, because they're so familiar with the product, it's easy to understand. And I think people are not simple enough when they're explaining exactly what it is that they're trying to sell and how it benefits the person who's going to give them the money. So those are the two, I think, main things: is make it easy for like a 5-year-old or your grandmother to understand, and give people a reason to give you money. Make it compelling, like make it funny, make it heartwarming. Tell them why they need to use your product, why they have to just have it,
So that's so it's messaging on the crowdfunding side. I mean, keeping it simple and why they should give you money, right? So they have to understand. So pitch to grandma is what you're saying. Now, how about you're saying that it takes effort. So now when you have those words on the site, then how do you get it out there? How do you guys do that?
So there's a secret formula that 30% of your campaign has to come from people you already know. So, So you need to find those people beforehand. So there's a really great way to kind of get the word out there to your contact list. Find your friends, your family, colleagues, people you used to work with, anybody you have an email address for.
Right.
And just appeal to them before you even launch your campaign and say, hey,
Really?
yeah, can I count on you for a $10 donation for our campaign? Me and whoever is launching this product, and we'd really love for you to help us, and we'd appreciate your support.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. This is before it's up. So you're going out to before it's up, and you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to do a campaign next month. Yeah, could you kick in $10 to help me get over the hump, huh?"
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you have to be shameless, huh?
Well, if they're friends and family, they'll help. You can find out who your real friends are, I guess. But it's, yeah, I mean, start early and get after those people. If you, the general idea is if you don't get that 30% within the first week or two, then you probably won't make your goal. The other thing is luck, obviously.
How do we make that happen?
Luck is really based on how useful your product is. If it's a really good idea, luck will come into play. People will find your project, and then they'll support you. And then the third thing is if you have the ability to hire a PR agency or somebody who knows PR, anybody who knows media, you should go after blogs or online publications that really gear towards your target audience.
Like what?
Yeah, you're going to want to find, let's say you're creating a new pair of shoes. You're going to want to find blogs that cover shoes. So those are the people who are actually going to purchase your product. So it has to be a very specific audience. You can't just love Wall Street Journal and try to get in there because it doesn't make sense. You need to find the people who are...
Well, maybe some shoe fetish people, but other than that.
You need to find the people who are willing to spend the money and are interested or looking for that stuff already.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that pretty organized on the web? I mean, finding the blogs or where they are or whatever?
Google is amazing. Google can do everything. You do a Google search, you find campaigns that are similar to yours, and you just plug that in and find out who covered them as well. So there's a lot of really interesting ways, but Google really can help you find who your target blogs are. And then when you go to the blog page, you just look for their contact information and try to email them and do the best you can.
I say, so just keep knocking on doors and get turned down a lot. And
You can't be afraid of rejection, that's for sure.
Well, that's amazing. Now, your agency in public relations, I mean, you handle a lot of startups, it sounds like, and things like that, right? What other kind of businesses have you helped?
So we work with consumer electronics companies, lifestyle companies that produce like bags. We're working with a fashion website right now. We've also worked with another mobile company that produces an iPhone stun gun called Yellow Jacket.
What is that?
Yeah, it's actually an iPhone case with a stun gun at the top right here.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very cool. So we try to work with some cool products and companies. We do enterprise technology as well, not as flashy. They're like B2B, kind of really within the industry, yeah. So those are not as exciting for...
No, the consumer stuff, much more exciting. Yeah. So you're a fairly new company, right? Couple of years you've been doing this, but you've been in public relations and high tech folks for a lot longer than that, right?
Yes, absolutely. So we're fairly new, but our specialty is really, I've never found an agency that kind of does everything under one bill.
Right.
Usually you get charged extra for this, extra for that. So our specialty is really being able to do a lot of different capabilities like PR, social media. We do guerrilla marketing, all of that, just under one little...
What's experimental marketing? I see on your website you call it. What do you mean by that?
That's usually hand-to-hand marketing, which is getting out on the street and talking to the consumers.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I love acting like a fool out in public.
Basically creating an experience for the brand.
Yeah.
So if you have a brand and you want to have a specific personality, we'll create that personality out on the street so people can interact with that. And that's a really great way. I mean, that's just traditional old school marketing that people kind of are going back to a little bit.
And really for crowdfunding, I mean, your advice to people who are doing a site is that you probably get about 30% from your own people. Then you have to bang the hell out of that web to
Absolutely,
get the
yeah.
rest of your money. There's no magic, just a lot of work.
Yeah, a little bit of magic.
Right. You keep at it, right. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to talk with you, and your site looks terrific, and the work you do, and making somebody $1 million with crowdfunding. Good for you. I hope you got half that money.
Yes, thank you. No, unfortunately not, but that's okay. We keep plugging away at that.
Thank you. See, now isn't that cool on these crowdfunding sites that 30% comes from your existing people, and you contact your existing people before you even set up the site. So they're aware that this thing is coming, and that's how you start building, an audience or a community or whatever it is, and it's all just using these tools that are available for everybody for free, So you don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising, you don't have to spend a lot of money on consultants or whatever. You just have to start learning this new system. That's what it's all about nowadays.